Hey guys, so in this video I wanted to talk to you about what my new hire orientation / training has been like at my new special education paraprofessional job. So I just want to tell you right off the bat that this has not been the greatest experience for me as far as new hire training and communication with my employer. There has been a lot of times where I have had to initiate if I have questions or just trying to get general information that I feel like should be given to you as a new employee. For example, we didn't know how to clock in or how to keep track of our hours until yesterday, which was technically the third day of employment. There was one day that I did not attend, which was optional for the support staff, which is technically what paraprofessionals fall under at my job. So I worked, the one day I did adaptive communication training, which I was told that I did not have to attend that because we got a letter towards the end of July. We got a letter in the mail telling us what days support staff needed to be there for professional development prior to school starting. And before that letter, I had no idea even what my assignment was, what type of classroom I was going to be in, what age group I was working with, none of that stuff. I had no clue. And honestly, I didn't have any clue until 3 days ago on my very first day of work when I saw the special education coordinator in the central office and kind of cornered her to ask her what my assignment was. And she even seemed very surprised that no one had told me what my classroom assignment was because, it was a mess. So apparently the central office thought that they had sent me emails giving me login information to do online trainings and things like that, because there are certain online trainings that you have to go through, like bloodborne pathogens, stuff for COVID, stuff for FERPA, which is educational privacy stuff. It's kind of like HIPAA, but for school, and different non-violent ways of interventions for if a student gets aggressive physically, and different de-escalation tips, kind of a whole bunch of different trainings on general stuff that all of the staff needs to go through. So that is all online. That is through Vector. It used to be Safe Schools that they used, but now they use Vector, which is for K-12. So I got about half of those done so far, and I don't think they have to be done until the end of September. So I still have time because as of today, it is August 26th. But yeah, technically this is the third day of employment and, day of working for the school year. And we didn't know how to clock in, how to do a timesheet or anything until yesterday. And even yesterday when they gave us the timesheets that they want us to fill out, they said this will not affect your pay in any way. We just have to do this for auditing purposes if they get audited. I was having issues getting in to do CPI training because due to my position, I have to go through the CPI training specifically because I work with special education students, but also I think all of the teachers also have to go through CPI training just because you never know when you might have a physically aggressive student in your classroom or some sort of aggressive or escalating situation where you need to know how to de-escalate in a safe, nonviolent way. And so I'm still working through that. That has to be done by September 1st, which I think is next Thursday. It's a whole mess. Now, on the letter, in big, bold red letters, the letter for the professional development things, it said adaptive communication, and then in the big red letters, it said you do not need to attend. And in the letter, it said that you only needed to attend if you were personally invited to attend. And literally 2 days before this training was supposed to happen, I get an email from one of the administrative secretaries, and she was like making sure that I knew about having to go. And I was very confused. Like, this whole process has been very confusing for me because I don't know when stuff is due. I didn't have access to my email address until like I started work on Tuesday, and I didn't have access to my actual like school email until Monday night. So it was very frustrating. Like, there were so many emails coming through with information that was important, and I had no access. Nobody had given me like my login information. I didn't even have my key to get into the school until yesterday, which was technically the third day of working. My second, but other people went to the optional training. I chose not to go because I had other stuff that I needed to get done, that I hadn't really planned to be at the school. And, you know, it was just a mess. So I went. The training so far has been working on that safe schools vector training stuff, as far as like bloodborne pathogens and all the stuff I was telling you about, and working my way through the CPI training, the online portion, because there's an in-person portion that we're going to be doing in September. I think technically it's next week, like on Friday or Thursday, because we don't work on Friday. So yeah, but it's just been very confusing. I went to the adaptive communication training. That was in person. I did not like it. It was like a whole day of having to stand up in a group, in a circle, trying to act out different communication styles. And I really got very confused. I didn't really know what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't know what the presenter was trying to get us to accomplish. I was very confused. The one that I didn't go to was a continuation of the adaptive communication training, which was only for 3 hours. But after being so confused and having to role play and act things out for like 6 hours, I was done. Like, so confused, didn't want to go. And then yesterday we had another training that I don't really know if you can call it training, because I didn't really learn anything yesterday other than like I signed paperwork for my health insurance through the school board. I signed paperwork for like the fact that I wanted to be paid through the summer. So I'll take a little bit less throughout the school year so that I can get paid through the summer, even though I don't work in the summer. And other than that, I did a little bit of work with the ECSE summer school students that were in the class yesterday. Once I got done with the paperwork, I got to kind of interact with a few of them. And there was no like real training. I helped the teacher organize the classroom because they had an open house at the school last night. And overall, it's just very confusing. It's been a very confusing and somewhat annoying process trying to get like communication going between myself and administration at the school, like trying to understand when I'm supposed to be, where I'm supposed to be, and like what days I'm supposed to work. Like, apparently other people had gotten schedules and I never got anything. They were supposed to be sending out agendas for the trainings and they never sent me anything. So yeah, it's been a very irritating and confusing process to this point, but I'm happy that I am working. I'm happy that, you know, I have a full-time job with benefits, and I'm just happy to be going through this journey in my life. And I'm hoping that Monday won't be awful. And I'm hoping that the other paraprofessional that works in the classroom with me is going to be there, because she actually had surgery yesterday. So if she doesn't show up on Monday, it's going to be me by myself in the classroom with 5 ECSE students that I have no idea what their normal routine is for class. And, you know, I haven't really gotten any training as far as like what I'm supposed to be doing with said students. I haven't gotten a chance to even talk to the teacher about like their IEPs or anything like that. So it's just a very frustrating process. So yeah, anyways, I just thought that I would let you guys know that. If you have any questions about like my job, what we do on a normal basis, like our classroom routine, I can definitely make a video like that in the future if you let me know. I will have a better idea of what our daily routine looks like starting on Monday, which may change when the teacher comes back from maternity leave, because for now, for the start of school, it's going to be myself and the other paraprofessional without our teacher, because she is on maternity leave until further notice. So we shall see how this goes. I'm just going to go in with a positive mindset and hope for the best, basically, because I think that's pretty much all I can do at this point. But yeah, anyways, if you stayed this long, I appreciate you listening to me. If you have any questions, please let me know. If there's any topics you'd like me to discuss in the future on my channel, please let me know that as well. And I'd be glad to get something filmed for you. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys next time.